Miracles are a phenomena which seem to violate the very laws of nature itself. Many skeptics use Hume's argument against miracles as a reason we should doubt the reality of miracles occurring in the past. The laws of nature describe the inherent powers and dispositions of things in the usual course of nature we uniformly experience. A law of nature does not imply an exceptionless regularity, but it does imply that miracles do not occur without the intervention of supernatural powers. Miracle events are deviations from the usual course of the laws of nature and do not occur unless a supernatural power intervenes. However, we have seen in this series that things which appear to be supernatural and violate the laws of nature do not actually violate the laws of nature once they are properly understood. For example, in a previous video, we explained how telepathy, once understood, does not violate the laws of nature. The primary objection against telepathy is that it violates the laws of nature by having classical information going faster than the speed of light. In other words, it is assuming that telepathy happens as if things travel through space-time. However, we pointed out that the transmission of information between people's minds does not happen in space-time, rather they are connected through a channel by quantum entanglement. The same sort of idea applies to the phenomena of miracles as well. In this video, I hope to explain how miracles can not only be shown to be possible, but that they are not beyond any scientific comprehension. The mechanism behind miracles is directly tied to the principle of vibration. This is to be expected as the physical state of a system, both prior to and after a miraculous event, both include an associated wave function with a specific vibration to describe it. The Kabbalion gives a description of a miracle, quote, "A little reflection on what we have said will show the student that the principle of vibration underlies the wonderful phenomena of the power manifested by the masters and Ephites, who are able to apparently set aside the laws of nature, but who, in reality, are simply using one law against another, one principle against others, and who accomplish their results by changing the vibrations of material objects or forms of energy and thus perform what we commonly call miracles." The vibrations being referred to here, whether the actual authors of the Kabbalion realize it or not, are not the common mechanical or electromagnetic vibrations described by classical physics. We have machines that change these sort of vibrations all the time, but we do not consider them to be miraculous. For example, a microwave changes the vibrations of water molecules in food, thereby raising their temperature from cold to hot. This, however, is not considered to be miraculous. The case of quantum vibrations is different, however. The quantum states in the wave function are not actually part of the physical world, and that is the world inside space and time. Entanglement reveals that these quantum states must exist outside of the virtual reality we call physical space. This realm outside of space-time is what is commonly described as the supernatural world, though. Thus, the manipulations of the vibrations, or what are projected as vibrations within space-time, in reality is a manifestation of the quantum states existing within the deeper layer of reality described by physics as Hilbert space, and in common terminology as the supernatural realm. If one is changing the state of affairs in the physical world through supernatural means, though, this is commonly thought of as a miracle. What this means is that in order to reverse engineer a miracle, a few things will need to be put into place. The three main things that you'll need is an idealist metaphysics, a supernatural reality from which the physical world emerges from, and then finally a transphysical mechanism by which the supernatural can act upon the natural. Remember before that we pointed out that a miracle event must be deviations from the usual courses of the laws of nature. It do not occur unless a supernatural power intervenes. Well, we have a supernatural power, and that would be the realm beyond space-time, which includes vibrations in the wave function. Now, the idealist metaphysics gives us the full picture of how space-time emerges from consciousness. We went over in details into this when we gave the derivation of the principle of mentalism. Finally, the transphysical mechanism of miracles gives us the final piece of the puzzle. The mechanism is that each wave function or vibration, as Hermeticism would call it, encodes a set of states superimposed in various ways as quantum information. This quantum information is of course the program from which the physical reality in space-time is programmed. If one changes the underlying vibrations of these wave functions, the states contained within them would superimpose on one another differently. This creates different qubits with different probability distributions of their associated wave functions. Upon observation, these wave functions would spontaneously produce entirely different physical states than what they were previously before the change occurred. This happens due to the change of programming underlying them. To use an analogy, if we lived in a computer game and someone within it were to hack the underlying programming, then they could change reality. If we lived in such a world, not realizing it was virtual, it would seem to violate the laws of physics in the world insofar as they were programmed at the surface level. Not realizing that the surface level laws are the product of a deeper layer of programming which itself could be changed, we too would call such an effect a miracle or magic. So, to generate a miracle, we would simply need to raise or lower the vibrational frequency of the quantum probability wave in the interference pattern, and you could reprogram the underlying quantum probabilities in the supernatural world, generating the space-time universe. Then, just like magic upon collapse, these reprogrammed quantum states, which produce physical reality, will then actually change physical reality, which causes new physical states to manifest themselves, producing what people commonly think of as miracles. This will allow anybody to do pretty much anything they want, like turning water into wine, reprogram the underlying probability waves in dead bodies to make them come back to life, or even allow people to ascend off of Earth. So, despite the arguments against miracles, we have seen how such arguments do not work in light of this new information. It becomes clear that miracles are not at all impossible, and in fact, as was shown here, they are not even beyond scientific comprehension, and do not violate any fundamental laws of nature. It is simply that they may violate only the classical laws of nature, or perhaps surface level laws of nature, like how entanglement may violate classical laws by having information go faster than light. However, classical laws or surface level laws only apply to things within space-time, and so more fundamental laws of nature can describe how things outside of space-time can have instant effects on the space-time universe. With a proper understanding of miracles, we can see that no such Humean type argument applies if it is simply that miracles are phenomena which are described by the fundamental laws of nature, so that no regularities are broken. The fundamental problem is that people see miracles as outside of science in the sense that there is a strict distinction between a scientific realm and a supernatural realm beyond science. However, we have shown that this dichotomy is false. The real problem is that people don't see that there are more fundamental laws of nature which can operate outside the physical space-time universe, which can in principle allow for quantum vibrations to be the mechanism for miracles. After all, the physical world is emergent from a deeper quantum vibrational reality. So, all one needs to do is to change the vibrations, and you will change the physical state of reality into something new. Miracles are no more a violation of the laws of nature than entanglement is a violation of classical laws. With this in mind, this may help to raise the prior probability of miracles, given that the mechanism of miracles may have not been understood by religious or secular people like Hume. While it is not the intent of this video or the series to discuss the reliability of testimony, we may now gladly put miracles within the same landscape as other phenomena which do not go against any fundamental laws of nature. For more detailed description of how miracles can work, you can check out the Quantum Hermetica, where there are more additional examples given of quantum vibrations changing physical systems.